Well. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you today? Greg Day, here we are once again. It is Friday, May 1st. I know we're on our lockdown, stay at home, safe at home, all that kind of stuff. And oftentimes we lose track of the day. So I'm here to remind you it is Friday. And May 1st, 1st of May, man, this time is going fast. We've been on lockdown for, man, it seems like forever, a little more than a month. And we certainly I hope that you're staying safe. I hope you're practicing social distancing. We hope you're wearing your mask and doing everything that you need to do to stay safe because as we come out of this, we need y'all. We need y'all with us out here in this community. Oh man, we've got a great show for you today, a special edition of Coffee Conversations with Greg J. Before we get to everything, because we've got a lot to cover today, let's go through the headlines, the latest headlines today. Music industry and music fans all over the world are mourning the loss of Tony Allen. Tony Allen was Fela Kuti's drummer. They passed away yesterday in Paris, France. And Fela Kuti even said that without Tony Allen, there would be no Afrobeat. Tony Allen passes away in Paris, France. The Associated Press reports that frontline workers are really going through it as they have never stayed at home. They've been out there packing and delivering supplies. They've been caring for the sick and the elderly. They've kept the streets and buildings clean. And they're mostly people of color, mostly women, and more likely than other workers to be immigrants. President Trump is speculating that China could have unleashed the coronavirus on the world due to some kind of horrible mistake or even that it was intentional. This speculation comes right after U.S. intelligence agencies have concluded that the virus was neither man made or genetically modified. China, in response, says speculation like Trump's are unfounded and purely uh, false and out of context in what they're really doing over there. California Black Media Network reports that the family of a 14-year-old who was beaten by Rancho Cordova sheriff's deputies yesterday is calling for the officer to be fired. Although the family does understand that the case involves a minor in possession of a swisher, they contend that it still did not warrant the violent interaction. There is no valid reason for Brian Fowle, an officer of the law, to punch a child in the face and chest, said Tanya Faison, founder of the Black Lives Matter Sacramento. She said that in a statement that was sent to the California Black media. The video of the incident is all over social media and has drawn the attention of Senator Kamala Harris and others in the California Legislative Black Caucus. More on that and more on beachcityradio.com, beachcityradio.com. We hope that you tune in over there and get your news, great music, all of that there. All right, everybody. Listen, I am really excited about this here, our guest today. We are coming together. Listen, this young gentleman is just 30 years old. He's an inventor. He's a telecom company founder, software engineer, and a philanthropist. His name is Freddie Figures. He's the CEO of Figures Communications, and it's the only African-American owned wireless telecommunications company in the United States. They provide cellular service, they manufacture cell phones, accessories, and smart TVs. Now, Mr. Figures, Freddie, nephew, has spearheaded a campaign to provide critical assistance to thousands of healthcare workers on the front lines of the COVID-19 crisis. He's out there in Florida, and his nonprofit, the Figures Foundation, is donating and distributing approximately 700,000 units of personal protection equipment to coronavirus outbreak hotspots around the country. That includes hospitals, healthcare workers in New York, Washington State, Cali, Georgia, Maryland, New Jersey, Florida, on and on and on. I even think he brought some here to Martin Luther King Hospital is what I read there. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to Mr. Freddie Figures. How are you today, sir?
Hey, good, sir. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Wow, what an awesome privilege it is for us to have you here with us. And we want to just, first of all, just congratulate you, publicly on everything that you're doing. It's great to see, the millennial generation coming out, making great strides, making a difference. And especially in the area of technology, we really would love what you're doing there. We need more folks like you out here making a difference.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Mhm, mhm. Now, let's go first things first. Let's talk about your company because I got to be honest with you. I don't know. I just missed it. My bad. I did not know of you. And then when I started doing my research, you have been covered in Black Enterprise, one of my favorite magazines. You've been in several places that I consume the media. I just missed your story. And when I first got wind of it, I was like, wow, this is really, really incredible. Talk about your background and how you came to be CEO Freddie Figures.
So I've always had a passion for technology. When I was a child, my father actually took me to Goodwill, and he bought me a computer, and it was a non-working computer. And when we took that computer home, I played with it a couple times and had to figure out what was going on with it. Computer wouldn't come on. So my father, being a knack for technology, my father had radios and televisions around the house, and I had a soldering gun. So I would go into some of his older radios and take parts out of it and put inside of that computer. And it was an all-in-one Macintosh, 1989. So it was one of those big bulky machines. And
Mm.
we took out the capacitors and put them in, and I finally got that computer to working on the 15th to 16th try. And I kind of went from there.
Wow, wow, that's incredible. And just by scratch, it was just in your soul to be able to repair the computer.
Right. I've always had a passion for technology. And it goes back to it really goes back before that. When I was born, my biological mother threw me away. I never had a chance to meet my biological family. Don't know anything about them. So I was adopted by two older people, and my mother and father that adopted me, they was going into their 70s. So when you think about somebody going into their 70s, they're thinking about grandkids and great grandkids, not adopting a newborn baby. So physically, my father wasn't able to really take me outside, throw the football or, play basketball. So he bought me encyclopedia sets, and, that kind of always made it a real attraction for me of technology and where it could go.
Wow, isn't that's phenomenal. Now, where can your service be? How can we support you and be a part of your, subscribe to your service and your smart TVs and all of that? Now, I see on here that you manufacture smart TVs. I'm ready to go up to Best Buy and get me the figures unit.
Yeah, see, our figures at F55, the resolution is 50% sharper than anything that's out there on the market. So our TVs are 4K UHD, and they're much more affordable. Again, all of our products that I ever created has always been about two things: about giving the highest quality product and also making it affordable for people. Our service has always been able to provide service to the underserved, and that what kind of got us going, and that's been our motto ever since. So, you could our products are available right now at figures.com. That's FIGGERS.com.
Wow, that's really, really great. Now, not only are you doing great things in business, I mean, it's very, very impressive. You've really taken a pause and you want to be a great corporate citizen to the community. And in the face of this coronavirus pandemic that we have, you've really stepped up and made some much needed supplies available. Talk about how that happens, and let's just kind of dig down deep on what you're actually providing.
Right. Okay. So back in January, when I noticed the virus first happening in a small province in China, in Wuhan, I knew that it was only a matter of time before it came here to America. So, thinking of a pandemic, you're going to have people that's supply chains are going to run short. Logistics are going to be running very tight, and there's going to be suppliers out there that's going to be price gouging. So I was able to coordinate my team to start ordering personal protective equipment. So we ordered hundreds of thousands of N95 respirator masks, disposable surgical masks, face shields, surgical gowns, and gloves. And we made arrangements to get them here to the United States. And so far today, we've donated over 700,000 of these units to our frontline and first responders throughout the country, from New York, New Jersey, Michigan, California, Georgia, and back here in Florida. We're topping that as well, because 700,000 is a lot, but it's really a fraction of what we could really do. It's so many other people that's out there in need. So we are going to top that with over 2 million donations that we're going to do, and we're going to continue to do everything we can to put the necessary supplies into everyone's hand while this is going on.
Now, how are you getting it? You're in Florida, you make your order, they come to you. So how do you get it across the country?
So what we did was our team coordinated with different hotspots throughout the country and reached out to all the hospitals that are in need. Some hospitals told us that, hey, we're in desperate need. Some hospitals told us that, hey, we don't have those many patients, but I do know a facility that does need help. So we reached out to those facilities and we arranged. We have 3 vehicles that's on the road that's been distributing throughout the country as we speak. I've got a truck that's right now on the road that's coming back to Florida this weekend. We've been shipping out through UPS and FedEx overnight air.
Wow, that is really, really great. Now, just for such a young man and finding, success fairly quickly, you found it though in your heart to form the Figures Foundation, and it says here you're committed to making the world a better place. Your social efforts, your social justice, your social philanthropy. What is it that inspires you to give back to the community? Because a lot of CEOs, they're about profits, and that's important and everything. But
Right.
You've also got a heart for the people. And tell us what inspired you to get to that.
It goes back to my beginnings. My parents gave me an opportunity. They could have let me go in foster care and I could have been anywhere. I would have never been the man I am today. My parents, we didn't grow up rich. We grew up in poverty, but they gave me all they could, and they gave me that opportunity. So I always seen the struggles from what my parents went through. And again, my mother worked as a sharecropper. My dad worked as a maintenance man. And I saw how they tried so hard and just to help people, and I always had it in my heart to be able to just to be able to give back, because what shall a man profit? He gains the whole world but loses soul, and you can't take anything with you. So I'm gonna try and do my best to help everyone I can.
Now, it's great. Not only are you giving back through providing the equipment for the virus, you also are looking at your young people that are coming up behind you and helping them with scholarships and all of that. Now, talk about your Parkland shooting survivor, Samantha Wright, the scholarship there. Talk about that.
Yes, young amazing
Great
woman.
stuff happening.
Yes, young amazing woman. We actually, when we met Samantha, when we was told about her situation of being one of the Parkland shooting survivors, it hit me in my heart right then. Like, hey, I've got to meet this young lady, and we've got to be able to support her. But not just only Samantha, but right now the Figures Foundation have supported over 30 young African American males that have given full scholarships. So full rides to universities throughout the countries and HSBCUs, so that supported them. And I always looked at young brothers that are at risk because, again, I grew up in that environment and I know how easy it is to make the wrong turn. So we have to have some people that's there to influence us and say, hey, let's do this, and we could change our path. Only we control our destiny.
Mhm. Now, when you meet young men that are, they might be lost out here. I mean, there's a lot of influences and everything that the young people are faced with these days. Um, Maybe there's somebody out there listening to this interview and trying to find their way, and they see you, young black man, really doing the doggone thing. What would you say to them to keep their head up and help them just kind of turn the path?
I would say, don't let your circumstances define who you are. I mean, we've all been through troubles. We've all been through our trials. We all had our problems. But remember, you have to continue to press forward. I mean, trouble can only last temporarily. And, it's easy to do the wrong thing. And it's so hard to get out of that. But again, don't let your circumstances define who you are. Look at me. Again, every situation is different, but I absolutely came from nothing. And with the cards I was dealt with, I was able to press through. And again, for the younger brothers that's out there, just continue to try to make it and always remain positive. Don't look at a situation as always the negative. Find a positive in that situation and try to work through it.
Now, I see you supported the Super Bowl gospel celebration. Did you get to go to the big game?
No, I did not. No, it wasn't my team. So yes, no, stay home.
Uh, okay, all right. Now, well, off air, you and I were talking about Africa, and I mean, if you come to know me, you know that I'm all things Africa. We've committed all of our work to building a bridge of music, arts, and culture to with Africa, and particularly African Americans. We have podcasts. We play African music. We organize several trips over to Zambia, and I see here that you supported all girls school in Zambia and a
Right.
water project in India. And you and I were talking about briefly touching on, the helping with telecommunications infrastructure in Africa. Talk a little bit about what you could see, how we can help, because I'm all about this.
Right.
We've got to, contribute our brain power to help our
Right.
people.
Right. So we've had a lot of opportunities to go into the continent of Africa and provide phone service and provide to build our network and to provide our cellular devices such as smartphones, earbuds, accessories, and other consumer products such as our televisions. But I've been hesitant on doing it because if you look at major corporations, when they go into the continent, they go there and they sell their products and they bring the revenue back to the United States. When we do something in Ghana, we are going to build a manufacturing facility to economically empower and train people there. So our products will be built in Ghana, in Angola, in Zambia to keep the resources that are revenue in the continent there in Africa.
Because that's interesting. I saw a conversation yesterday with Dr. Arakana, who was the former uh, UN ambassador to America. Sorry, African Union ambassador to America. And she was talking just about that. They were talking about the influx of the Chinese on the African continent, and while they're doing great things, they the pushback has been, okay, you've got to train our people. So they're bringing their companies and building infrastructure, but they're bringing their people to do all of the work as opposed to training the people that are there. Yeah.
Right. So what our plan is, we're looking at a 30,000 square foot facility, and it's going to be an incubator. We're going to do assembly and we're going to do manufacturing of the circuit boards. So the circuit board is going to be assembled right there. Capacitors are going to be built. Processor chips or everything is going to be built right there. And depending on if it's Zambia or Ghana, everyone that is employed will be a citizen of that country. And again, when you look at these big corporations, they take their resources and they bleed the country and just go. So I don't want to export our products from the United States to Africa. I want to build them there.
That's excellent stuff. I have a very good friend of mine who actually lives in Nairobi, Kenya, and he goes all around the continent of Africa, consulting the governments on building out media infrastructures. And as a matter of fact, he will be on this very program on Tuesday, live from Nairobi, Kenya. And this is some of the things that we're going to talk about exactly. And I want to put you guys in contact with one another because you guys are brilliant. Meredith Bill will be with us on Tuesday for Coffee Conversations with Greg J. That's really, really awesome stuff. Now, how many times have you been to the continent?
4 times so far.
Okay, yeah. What did you feel when you went there? I love this. Is the part I love.
Right. I absolutely loved it. It was amazing. Just to go back and see how beautiful it is.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting when we go. We don't really here in America. We're fed a certain image of the continent, and then when we go there, we're overwhelmed by. It's like, man, they don't show us this Africa in America.
Right. Well, every media outlet have their base that they target, so they're not going to show everything that we know.
Yeah, that's very good. Very good stuff. Now, let me just ask you a question. Now, what music are you listening to right now? What's in your digital device? We hop in your car right now. What we gonna hear?
I like I kind of old school, like OV Wright, some of the older songs like that.
Okay, all right, very good stuff. Now, let me before we get out of here, man, I know you're a busy man, and I'd like for you to just share with the people where we can get your products. Once again, we'll try to put that up on our website, and then tell us a little bit about what are the future plans. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
All right. So our products are available at figgers.com. That's FIGGERS.com. And we also have healthcare products as well that we've manufactured. That's something that I didn't talk about, that impacts our community is diabetes. And I built a smart blood glucometer that as soon as you check your blood sugar, it instantly shares the results to your cell phone, closest relative, and your doctor, and it stores it in EHR. And we also built a cardiovascular system as well for heart failure patients.
Okay, so wait. All right. So I want to understand this. So I want to check my glucose level.
Right.
And the technology will go to my phone.
It'll go to your phone.
How does that work?
So it's Bluetooth. So the device itself is built in with a WAN card, and it also has Bluetooth capabilities. So as soon as you check your blood sugar, it's an application that's on your phone. It syncs and stores right into it. But also at the same time, it's in an SMS to maybe mom, dad, sister, brother, or whoever that you want to have on your internal list. And then it stores that as well in electronic medical records, and it stores it with your doctor. So everyone sees it in real time. Because I've always seen, ever since I was a kid, I've noticed where when you check your blood sugar with these normal glucose meters, that you have to write it down. That's a thing of the past. That's antiquated. With our system, you don't have to worry about, hey, did mom check her blood sugar? Is it, what was it? Or this, that, or the third. With our system, you automatically see it right then and there.
Wow. Now, how does one get that? I know there's probably a lot of people out there listening to this who might find that very interesting.
Yes, and that's available right now at Fig. That's FIGG.health.
Okay. All right. That's what's up. Now, I'm fascinated with that. Now, will doctors know about this? Like,
yes.
So when they go to the doctor, they'll be able to say, "Hey, I want to get what do they call it?"
Yep, the Fig glucose meter. It's FDA approved. We have a durable medical equipment license number, and we're affordable. You know, if you look at some of the other companies, when you look at blood testing scripts, they could range from $10 to $30 to $50. Our scripts are only $4.99.
Mhm, mhm. Wow, I'm blown away there, Mr. Figures. That's really, really incredible.
You know, I believe in something very simple about putting people over profit.
Mhm, mhm. That's a great philosophy to have for sure. For businesses. I mean, because you know what, to be honest with you, it's left up to us how we're going to help one another.
Right.
How yes, we can become successful in business, but how do we change a portion of our success down to help the people? And that's really, really important.
And I mean, if you become successful and you don't do anything to support anyone else, I mean, you lived a miserable life.
That's man, that's incredible. All right, so look, you down there in Florida, you Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan? Is that your team?
Yeah, you know,
Miami Dolphins?
I go for, our quarterbacks. I like Tampa, because Jameis Winston was there, and I really like the Baltimore Ravens because of Lamar Jackson. But we're gonna see where they play.
They're saying that. Okay, so let me ask you this question. So now you're out here helping the COVID-19 people and everything, but they're saying that these seasons might be played with no audience in the stadium. What do you think about
I think
that? Can it be done?
it's gonna go back to profit and the revenue of it. I think that these owners are gonna petition, and they're gonna use their influence where they're gonna force it to be, force an audience there. But I hope not. But again, we've seen it right now since everything that's going on in the world right now that you know, this administration really cares more about, the economy than the safety and the well-being of people. And without people and without healthcare and without being healthy, there is no economy. So, I mean, I urge not, but we'll see.
We'll see. Yeah, because you know what? And we were just talking the other day. Concessions is a major line item on the
Right,
team owners,
right,
uh, uh, P&L, right? So it's
right,
like, man,
right.
so it's really something. All right. Let me ask you. Okay, one last thing. I see a note here about your donations to the cancer patients and whatnot. Talk a little bit about that. So we've covered diabetes, we've covered COVID-19, we've covered. Now we're going to cover cancer. You are really a great man to give. That's all about giving back. That's what I see. So
So
talk about the cancer patients.
anything that we can do to help. I mean, so we partner with the American Cancer Society during the Super Bowl to help breast cancer survivors. We gave them free figures F3 Ultimate packages, and also 1 year supply of service. Um, but not only that, we've got an existing relationship that's going on, and we have a network right now that we support over 90 cancer survivors, breast cancer survivors right now. So, we help women out with cosmetics such as, hair wigs or anything that they would need. We look at it as if a woman looks good, she'll feel good, because some mornings that some of the survivors get up, they're just tired. And we try to encourage them to keep going.
Man, that's incredible, incredible. All right, any last words you want to say to the people? There's actually quite a few people out here, so
Yeah, so we got
we're
a lot,
all discovering you. I got
going
to be
on.
honest with you, especially those of us perhaps on the West Coast. We're discovering you right now, and we're speechless.
Yes, we have so much going on. I mean, in the pipeline of figures, one thing I'll tell you that we have that's coming out next is I built a wireless inductive charger. So as soon as your phone gets 5 meters within range, it automatically starts charging. There's no cords, there's no cables, there's no anything. So keep your phone in your pocket, your purse, in your car, in your garage. As long as it's 5 meters within range of our adapter, it's going to automatically charge.
Wow. And then your adapter would live where? Inside
Your
my
adapter.
car?
Well, no, it's a base station. So the base station will be placed inside your home. So
Okay.
within 5 meters of range.
Wow. Man, that's a
So we have a lot of inventions that's coming down the pipeline. So I've got a couple patents that's pending. Right now, COVID has delayed a lot of things, but after all this is over, we'll be back on track with it.
this young man is in the lab for real, you guys, and I just really am just impressed. He's always up to something, is what I see. That's the nephew that's in the back that you got to call him 4 or 5 times to come to dinner. Good stuff. Mr. Figures, thank you so much for coming and having coffee with us, coffee conversations with Greg J. I'll just give you a little bit of background. The reason we call this coffee conversations, like we like to have casual but compelling dialogue, over a cup of coffee, because we do import coffee from Cameroon. And so
Awesome.
yes, and so that's what we do here. We also have our online radio station, Beach City Radio. That's why the news and having conversations with people like yourself is very, very important. Let the people think. They've already had a morning of hard news, looking at the networks and everything like that, and now we're having conversation and just finding stuff that's positive, finding stuff that's important, making us think over a cup of coffee.
Right, right. Awesome.
Okay. All right, brother. Thank you so much for coming aboard, and I'll be in contact with you because I want to introduce you to Meredith Gill. If you have time,
Yes,
listen to us
yes.
Tuesday. You can
I
hear him.
definitely will. I love
Yeah.
to. I love to. And please feel free. You can follow me on social media at Figures Wireless and Figures Foundation. Again, that's FIGGERS. So we're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
All right, Figures Wireless. That's what's up. Thank you
All right.
so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you so much for having me.
All right. Oh, wait. Someone wants to know, is Figures Communications a public company, and can they buy stock?
I am a privately held company, and I'm going to stay privately held because if I become a public entity, if I go after that, I never really liked investors because they come in as greed and they would want to change the model of the business. I've always had a honest, and I believe in honesty and integrity. And again, putting people over profit. If I brought investors in, they wouldn't care about that anymore. They would care about a return on shareholders' investment. They don't care about how good you want to help anybody. They just want their money back in a higher return.
Yeah, yeah. So we can help how by just buying your products, and how
Yes,
can we just help?
our products are available right now at figures.com. And 20% of all of our revenue goes to support the Figures Foundation. And we do so many things, like from scholarships to cancer survivors to our school in Zambia that we have. So everything that comes into Figures Wireless, 20% of that goes to the Figures Foundation.
All right, that's what's up, you guys. Figures Wireless, get it.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
yes.
you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Okay.
Yes, sir. Have a good day. Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you. Okay, you guys, listen, we've had a great conversation there. That's Freddie Figures, CEO of Figures Wireless, Figures Communications. I've learned so much today. How about you? It's just been a really, really, really great day. Next Tuesday, we have Meredith Beal. He's coming in. He's media entrepreneur. He's the senior technical director of the African Media Initiative. He's over there in Nairobi, and we're going to beam him in from Nairobi so we can talk about diasporic unity, innovation, just like some of the things we were talking about there with brother Freddie there. Just how to make our connections with Africa and how we can help. Right. And then on next Thursday, we've got Dr. Lula Malton. She's coming in. She's going to talk about community development, how we can come together and build our communities with tangible programs, tangible buildings and structures so that the community looks like how we want it to look like out here in all of our urban areas. Dr. Lula Bolton, that'll be on next Thursday. We've done quite a bit this week. It's been great. We started out on Tuesday with Naomi Atu, who is a rap artist from Cameroon. We came back with Dr. Daniel E. Walker, scholar, filmmaker, producer, author, historian. It was very great conversation. Thursday, we had Doug Maybelline with great, compelling conversation about justice and community, and then ended this week with Freddie Figures, CEO of Figures Communication. We really would like to design the show to be twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays, but sometimes people come and according to the schedule, we just got to get it out there for you because we want you to have stimulate your mind, you to have dialogue, have information that is empowering, that's inspiring, that's innovative. After you've enjoyed just a doggone hard morning of hard news and whatnot, you can tune in to us and we'll be able to share with you some interesting people from all around the world because we are all about global positioning. Of course, we over here in Long Beach, of course, beach, go beach, but we are a global entity. Thank you so much. You guys have a great weekend. Just remember, love one another. That's really love is only love can drive out hate. It's only love can overcome all these things that we are faced with in this world. So vibrate love, vibrate peace. Only light can drive out darkness. So take your light all around the community, all around your household, all around your family, and everything will be all right. All right. Love one another. Peace and blessings.